everyone, Mary at Espresso Press Design. Thank you for joining me today. By the time you see this, it will be November 28th, I believe, Thanksgiving Day. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to do an easy project similar to boho beads, but I made these little peppermint stick beads. I'm sure you could enlarge this and make an ornament. I was thinking maybe a toilet paper roll, something like that. I just haven't had time to play around with it. And these have glitter glass on top to look like sugar. Okay? Very pretty, very simple. I wanted to try adding some lace to the boho beads, and thank you for the response to that. That video is now live, but these are very similar. This one I smeared my ink a little bit, but I didn't even care. I just put some pearlized glue on there. They're all a little different. So you will need the same thing as the other day. Some 2-inch paper strips. These happen to be 2 by 8.5 because that was the it's a tea-dyed simile copy paper, but you can use tea-dyed paper. I didn't want the red and white, but if you want the red and white, be my guest. I wanted mine to look a little more muted. So there's some 2-inch white strips. And the boho beads were 2 by 8, and these are 2 by 8.5. Like a copy paper, letter size. And here is this week's project, whimsical Christmas ornaments. So I thought I would display those on there. So I use an embossing folder like this. Don't worry if you don't have it. You could try polka dots. You could try any type of folder you have a diagonal. You can look for a paper with this pattern and use that. If you want the peppermint stick effect, you can take a thin strip of paper and just wrap it around a white bead to make that effect. There's all kinds of ways you can get that effect. And I wouldn't even worry about it. Just find something that you think looks candy-like or even Christmassy. Doesn't even matter. You just do what you have and use what you have. I think I got this at Joann's, but I'm not sure. So you'll need an embossing folder. You'll need your strips. You'll need some ink. Today I'm just using red. You'll need some ribbon, twine, lace, whatever you can get through a bead is what we're going to use. You'll need some glue. You'll need some skewers or a dowel. If you're more comfortable rolling a thicker, chunkier bead on a dowel, you do that. You'll need a hammer or a mallet. You'll need some flat disc type beads. I'm using wooden ones today. I'm using pony beads because they look like candy. So I got in my kid bead stash to do this. You'll need some diamond dust is what I used for the sugar part of mine, but you can use white glitter. If you don't feel like messing with that, you can seal your bead and do everything in one step with some glitter glue. I have this pearlized glue that I got from Hobby Lobby. I put that on one or two of them. So you just get creative and do whatever you feel you would like to do. And I think that's it. Did I say hammer or mallet? That's pretty much it, I think. So I already embossed these, and I'm going to go over this again. You only have to put your design a couple of inches into your folder, because when you roll, you only need the outer edge of your paper bead to be embossed. And today, with this particular design, with the boho beads, I inked the deboss side, but with this particular design, they're both pretty much the same. So it doesn't matter with this particular folder, but that's what you're going to need. And I have two reds here, but one is so juicy that it was hard for me to get a good, inking. Like that one's a little smeared, but I'm going to use it anyway. Okay, so I used a little drier ink, which is the Memento. That helped me a little bit, but I still smeared it a little more than I would have liked. But it's okay. I'm using them anyway. There's often some little striations in peppermint candy. So I'm just going to ink these up. Trying to go over very lightly. That Stampin' Up! Ink is just so juicy, and the ink pad I think is a little different. So it was hard for me to get a nice inking, but that one turned out well. Maybe it's just a matter of practice. Although I do love that Stampin' Up! Ink. It's called Real Red, and it's gorgeous, perfect, not too bright. Perfect Christmas red in my humble opinion. But this one will do just fine. Okay. So this is very similar to the other day, and I told you this would be an easy day. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to curl it. And I forgot to say you will need a jeweler beading wire needle. I'm going to use that again just because it's long and I can get everything through this bead. I'll show you that in a minute here. I don't have the spool over here at the moment. I pretty much put everything away. So we're just going to roll that up. I can make that a little neater. That surely went off track. Okay, make sure it's nice and tight. Glue our edge. I don't want to go off there. Give it a tap. There we go. Okay, I'll do one more. Curl our paper. And I use, these are skewers, wooden skewers. When they start to get a little warped, I replace them with straight ones. If you can find tiny dowels, I don't know if they make dowels this tiny. Maybe the insert of a pen. That seems about the same width. You could maybe try that. I'm going to give that a slide rather than rely on the hammer. Now, if you want, you can put some glue prior to the end so that nothing spirals out when you pull your lace through. But I didn't worry about that. These are going to have a cap on them, and nothing's going to come undone. But if you want to, like, as you're rolling, I'll do it on this one. As you're rolling, I like my beads to be nice and tight. As you're rolling, about right there maybe. Put a couple dots of glue. And that way nothing will begin to unravel. But you better work fast then, because you don't want that to, you don't really want that glue to dry before you get your bead nice and straight. Okay. Go back there and get that a little tighter. Seal our edge well, our seam. Okay. Give it a tap. And there we go. And similar to the other day. The center of that bead is nice and tight, and then the only part with slightly different depth is the embossed part. So normally that would look tightly coiled, but since you embossed, it looks a little different. But it doesn't affect the bead. Okay, then I sealed mine with glue. And I'm not going to do that today. That's in the boho bead video. I used a clear glue, but you can use a PVA glue. You can seal yours however you want. But I'm not going to do that today because I'm going to be putting the glitter on, and I'll be putting some glue on the outside then. So here is our jewelry wire. If I didn't mention that, it's just it's beading wire, jewelry beading wire. And today that's helping me for the most part because it's long and I can get it through this bead. So, same as with everything, the other ones, I took about a foot of lace, ribbon. Did I say all that? I have ribbon here, I have lace, I have baker's twine. This is all I have left of red. So I'm just going to do a couple here for you. And do it in the same order. And that's just kind of how I work. I do things a couple of times. And one thing I didn't show you, I should have probably in the last video, was how to make a double bead. It's very simple, just follow the same order. Okay, we're going to start with a flat bead, disc bead, or a spacer bead. I have my little red wooden ones. Or no, actually, you know what? Pony bead. Because I have a pony bead on the bottom because it looks like candy. It's like a little, kind of like a little gumdrop there. So there's pony bead, disc bead. So these ones I didn't even do in 2 different steps. I just threaded them in the order they're going to go. So make sure you use a bead with the hole size that you can get all of your things through the hole, of course, otherwise it won't work. Not boho bead, striped bead. So this is the part where your paper might pull out of the center a little bit. Just give it a push back in. If that happens, it's not going to come undone because you're going to get these cap ends, rim edges snug against that bead. So it's never going to come undone. So for the top, You can do a knot. Some of them I did a knot. Some of them I put a smaller bead, like this pearl bead and this red pearl bead. It is so tight on that ribbon. If you can do something like that at the top, you don't have to worry about a knot. You don't even have to worry about a knot period if you don't want one. So I don't even think I'm going to do one today. But normally you would put your loop, you would tie your knot to make your loop. That's what I did with the other ones. Then you just have to kind of maneuver it to where you want it. Get your threads all straightened out there with ribbon yarn lace. Things are a lot more snug, so you don't have to do these as similar as the boho beads, because everything is already nice and snug, except when we get down here. I'm just going to spread those apart. Make a couple of ties. Now how you want that to look on the end is up to you. So everything is nice and snug. And there's our little peppermint candy. Trying to decide if I need 2 ties there or not. Let's see. No, I think unless it helps it hang a little better, maybe I will put a second. Now you can leave these long and dangly, or you can cut them off. Make that knot a little tighter. I'm going to have to work with that. That needs some weight on it or something. Or I might just snip it off and make it short. Which one? Like this one. I just made it look like a little piece of candy. Candy wrapper ends. It's probably what I'll do with this one. Okay, so then this is where, where's my other long one? This is where you could put another bead, then you could add another paper bead, and then another bead at the end. You just keep stringing how you would like. But for these, I'm just going to keep them one, and I think I'll cover that. Cover stringing more than one in a separate video, because I'll be making more of the boho bead style and doing some different things. So I think I'll cover that later. So I'm just going to leave that like that for now. And then put my glue on there. Get some diamond dust on there and call this video a wrap. Okay. Got my diamond dust. Be very careful with this. This is real glass, diamond dust, German glass. Do not rub your eyes. Make sure it's all off your table. And truthfully, I'm not even sure if maybe I should be using my thick gloss to get this to adhere. And I just randomly went around there. That's quite a bit of glue. Actually, that's quite a glob. And this Memento ink, I think it was the Stampin' Up! Ink that smeared. But I didn't care. I kept them anyway, and I just put some of this pearl glue on there, which I'll show you in a second. And then I just took my glitter glass, poured it over there. I didn't even care if the whole thing was covered. Gave it a slight press. And then put my loop on a skewer. Like so. Let me get that sealed. Don't want that spilling. And then I have my paper vase here. You can hang it in a box, whatever. And then I left it overnight to dry. Okay? So that's that. And I'll give that ribbon a snip. And then make sure all that glass is off there. I still have some glass here. Some of them if they were smeared, I took my pearl glue and I just sealed them with that. Just made a different type of candy. I'm not going to throw these beads away. That's for sure. I don't have my tape roll handy. So I'm just going to prop that over a box to dry. So let me try a glitter one here for you. I think I might try the red. Just that might look like sprinkled in cinnamon or something. Red sugar. The silver I thought would look like what do you call it? The things you put on sugar cookies. Silver glitter. That might be pretty. Those little balls you put on sugar cookies. So I'm just going to seal this one with some red glitter glue. That's cute. So again, don't worry about what you have or what you don't have. You come up with your own little candy look. But I just happened to have these and I thought maybe I should do something Christmassy for Thanksgiving, and these would look super cute hanging off a spine of a Christmas journal, hanging off gift tags. Just probably I'm gonna probably use some of them for that. Let me wipe my hand off here and I'll bring this up to show you. Okay. I don't know how well that's showing up. There's the red glitter glue. There's the pearlized pearl glue. And for a while these were on clearance, I think, at Hobby Lobby. Look in their glitter glue section. And that made it, it has a slight glitter and a pearl look. Very pretty. So you do you, of course. And there is the glass. Of course, that will shimmer a lot more under a better light. Okay, everyone, 33, and if there's anything I missed, this is very, very similar to the boho beads. Just go back and watch that one. It's the holiday. I still have to go shopping for a couple more things. Where'd all my beads go? Let me get a nice topper here. And I wanted to tell you, I got these spacer beads at Joann's this week. A steal. They were $2.99. Normally they're $10.99. I honestly did not want to pay that because I do not do jewelry making anymore. So I do not want to spend that kind of money. I already had some, but I didn't know how long that process was going to take to perfect, so I went and bought some more. And when I saw that price, I went back and bought 2 more because that's such a steal. $2.99 is a lot better than $10.99, and I'm pretty sure it's going on through Black Friday. So if you're in the market for some spacer beads, you might find that of value. Okay. So, did I only do 4? I'll have to do a couple more here. Oh, this one is still drying. Put that up there. Okay. Very cute, very sweet. Make a lovely addition to a Christmas journal. There, I got a little sparkle there. Very cute. Okay. Okay. I hope you'll give it a try, and I'll see you next time, everyone. You have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you next time. Bye.